We are starting standing up. Weights are handy, shoulder rolls. Elbows, big arms. And then wide stance, big arms. Give it a little bend as you come down, hands on your thighs, roll through a cat. Inhale through a cow, extend through that cow, bend into your legs, hands to your heart, lift it up. Arms reach up, back and down, bend, roll through cat, inhale through cow, hands to your heart, use your legs to stand up, bring it back. One more time, exhale cat, inhale cow with an extended spine, hands to your heart, head up, head, chest, and then press through those legs and relax that down. Let's go ahead, grab those weights. We'll work with them just a little bit here at the beginning. So we're going to go into that wide stance. We did this the other day in bar. We'll do a couple of these. As you sit down into a squat, you can make it a plie, your choice. You're going to raise those arms up and then pull them back and down. Raise them up as you go down and pull them back and down. Two more. Leave it down, arms almost all the way up. Bending down, you're going to go 1 inch lower, arms go 1 inch higher. 1 inch lower, 1 inch higher. 1 inch lower, 1 inch higher. Lower, higher. Lower, higher. Just a few more. Lower, higher. Lower, higher. Last time, lower, higher. Hold, stay. Woo! Lift that up. Shoulders roll out of your ears. And then you can set one weight down for now. Come back into your parallel foot position. Legs can be zipped up as if you have one leg, hip distance apart if that's more comfortable. Let's bring that one weight to your rib cage. Deep breath in through your nose. On the exhale, use the weight to remind your ribs to pull back and pull down. So ribs stay down. Then we're going to take those hands out front. And as you do that, you want to make sure this isn't happening, right? You're not leaning back and pressing your hips forward. So you're actually going to have your weight a little bit toward your toes. Then if you're able, lift that arm up to shoulder height, those arms. Again, watch that sway back. If you want a little more, you just keep going. Eventually seeing if maybe you can lift your arms up over your head, reaching through the fingers, but again, not arching like that. Shoulders, press them out of your ears. Ribs, think about pulling them down every time you exhale. Even though your arms are reaching, your ribs are pulling down, arms reaching, ribs down, arms reaching, ribs down. And gently bring that down. So keep in mind that's kind of the name of the game for some of our ab work today. When the arms come overhead, especially with a weight or two, that creates more challenge for those abs to stay in control. So that's where the work comes in. So let's mosey on down to a seated position. And weights on each side of your mat. We'll just go over some options. Your options might be no weights, one weight, double weights. We're going to go ahead and lie down. No weights at first for ab prep. Actually, let's take a quick stretch for that low back. Knees into your chest. And then feet down. And then hands on your thighs. Deep breath in. Exhale, float the head, neck, and shoulders off the ground for ab prep. Inhale, reach the arms up. And exhale, bring them down. Deep breath in. Exhale to lift. Inhale to reach, exhale down. If you want, this time when you come up, your arms reach up overhead for a little extra challenge. And then if you want, you're going to add a single weight. You lift, and then those arms reach overhead, head, neck, and shoulders stay lifted, and exhale down. Deep breath in, exhale, lift, inhale, stretch and reach, exhale, bring it down. One more time like that, exhale, lift, inhale, reach. Bring it down. If you want to add two weights, we're going to do a couple options here, one in each hand to start with. Deep breath in, exhale, lift, and then arms either go out into a T, but shoulders still off the ground, or up into a V, or they can go all the way overhead and then bring them down as you come down. Deep breath in, exhale, lift, choose a T or a V or even overhead. And then kind of final option, you can put those weights together. If your hands can hold them both, hold on to the dumbbell ends, lift up, stretch and reach, but stay lifted through the shoulders. And again, if that feels like a lot of strain on your neck, it will be a little more challenging with that single weight, or excuse me, with your weights overhead. So keep that in mind today. Take breaks as you need to. And remember, the control is just keeping those ribs flat. You can do this head down as I'm doing. You could do it head down with one weight or two weights. When those arms come overhead, that's where the challenge comes in, to keep those ribs down, even though the arms go overhead. Couple more here. Last time, reach it, let's hold it, back of the neck is long, whether you're lifted or down, doesn't matter. 4, 3, 2, and 1. Bring those weights to each side. And let's put one in each hand as you bring your legs tabletop. So knees are stacked up, shins are parallel to the ground, fingers are going to reach to the sky, and then we're going to extend the right leg and then the left arm. They go in opposite directions, so it's like a sort of a half of an X. You're pulling taffy from one toe to the opposite finger, keeping those abs flat, that belly button pulled in, that low back the same distance from the ground. And we'll take a quick break. You can set those weights on top of your shins to get a little extra pressure down on relaxing that back. And then we'll put one weight down. We'll go back to our tabletop. Adding on, going to double leg stretch with a couple options here. Deep breath in, head, neck, and shoulders off the ground if you want. Arms reach overhead, legs reach the other way. Tap and bend. Inhale to reach, exhale, tap and bend. Now you can add 2 weights in your arms, or the other thing you could do is take one of the weights below your knees, in between your calf muscles, so you know you've got some pressure to hold that weight in place because you don't want to drop it. And of course, your head can be down. If you do choose to have your head down, let's gently press the back of the head into the ground. And on this last one, we'll hold, give yourself a challenge, point those toes, reach through the fingers, ribs flat. 4, 3, 2, and 1. And again, weights can go down towards your ankles or shins. That kind of gives a little extra push down on your low back. All right, feet back down on the ground. Let's put both weights in your left hand above you. Take your right hand across your rib cage, deep breath in, exhale, sink the ribs as your arm reaches overhead. That's where your challenge comes in, keeping the ribs down when the arm goes overhead, and then bring that arm above you. Inhale, up and over, exhale, hand above you. Inhale to reach overhead, exhale, bring it above. Now we're going to add on, when that weight goes overhead, you'll bend your elbows, straighten it, and come up. Up and over you go, bend, straighten, and up. Back of the head, gently pressing into the ground. And then on this last one, you'll take that arm as far overhead as possible. Feel that stretch on the tricep. Bend the elbow the tiniest bit, straighten it, straighten it, straighten it, straighten it, straight. 4, 3, 2, 1. Press, let those weights come down. Turn your fingertips towards your shoulder, press the elbow to the sky, and get a nice stretch on that tricep. You can try different angles, you can try closer, further away. And we get to do that on the other side. So both weights in your right hand, left hand across your rib cage. Inhale as that arm comes overhead and sink the ribs, and then exhale, right above you it goes. Inhale up and over, exhale right above. Add that bend and straighten when your arm comes overhead. Bend it, straighten it, come above you. Up and over, bend, straighten, and up. Up and over, bend, straighten, and up. And then this time, arm overhead, straighten, 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 straighten. And relax. And once again, fingertips point to your shoulder, palm of the hand down, elbow reaches up to the sky. Quick little tricep stretch. Then we're going to take one weight and gently put it on the ribs if that's okay with your body. You have fragile ribs, maybe don't do that. The other option is to put it below your belly button where those deep and low abs are. So you're just going to be giving yourself some feedback. If you want to, for this first, as we start this, you can put one on each, one on the ribs, one on the abs, and then stack your legs tabletop. Exhale, sink those weights down towards the ground, palms to the ceiling, press the shoulders, elbows, hands, and head into the ground as you go into your toe touch. Inhaling as the knee moves away, exhaling to bring it back up. You can make it a heel flex. You can glue your knees together, lower both legs, toe touch. You can glue your legs together, lower both legs, heel tap. You can pivot the knees open, heels together, toes apart, Pilates V. And then final option, take one of the weights and put it once again below your knees where you can hold on to it using those calf muscles to create some tightness, some grip there. Ribs stay nice and flat. And if you really want, you can straighten those legs. You're going to keep that weight below those knees. This one's a little more dangerous if that weight drops. And relax. Bend those knees, put them wide, one weight in each hand. Drop your right knee open and your left knee to center. Put one weight on the inside of your right thigh to give it a little extra stretch. Set the other weight on the outside of your left thigh and just press it down with your left fingertips. So we're just using those weights to increase this stretch. Then move the weights out of the way. Bend your knees the other way. Right knee drops in, left leg drops open. One weight on your inner thigh of your left leg and the other on the outside of your right leg, holding it in place. And then lift those weights up, come back to center, put your feet on the ground, bend your knees, weights are in your hand, knuckles on the ground, deep breath in. Exhale, drag your knuckles along the ground and see if having those weights in your hands will allow you to do a roll-up. Inhale at the top, and then drag those weights as you come back down. I'm going to give you an option if that doesn't work for you. You exhale, roll the head, neck, and shoulders off the ground. Lift the arms, reach. So that's where your extra challenge comes in. And then exhale, roll back down. Inhale to prepare. Exhale, roll part of the way up if that's where you want to be. Reach through the hands and hold. Exhale down, or inhale, prepare. Exhale, roll all the way up if you'd like. Inhale at the top. So you've got a couple choices here, a partial roll up or not. And then we're all gonna stay down this time. We're gonna take both weights, stack them up on top of your ankles, but then you need to hold on to those dumbbell ends. So we're not balancing these here, we're holding on. Forehead to your knees, option to keep your head down, rock your legs side to side, or rolling like a ball, holding at the top, exhaling on the roll, inhaling to pause at the top. Exhale to roll, inhale to pause. Exhale to roll, inhale to pause. And next time, let's just hold here, bring those weights out, put them on the ground, and we'll stretch those feet out. Move your hips out from under you. You can have a bend in your knees as you stretch forward in spine stretch. Hands can support you to grow taller and then press forward. Or if your legs are straight, that's fine. You can grab your hammies, calves, maybe toes. Maybe you just reach forward with your arms up or up and forward. And then relax that down. All right, let's go ahead and pivot over onto your side. Weights are going to be in front of you. Stack your knees up, stack your ankles and your hips. Create your little mouse house. And then probably most of us can do both weights, but if you feel like this is going to be too much, at any point take one weight off. Otherwise, put them down your thigh, but not right on top of the knee. And then use your flat hand to hold them in place. You're not gripping the weight and holding it. You're just pushing it down into your leg. Pilates V with your feet. And then pivot open in your clam. Keep that waistline lifted and make it a nice slow motion as you press up. Give it a little pause at the top and then control it on the way down. Don't let those weights drop your knees together. And then knees will stay down, legs pivot, heels pivot into the air. Same motion, but from here. And relax. Woo, you can give those hips some love. And then go ahead and press up onto that same side. We'll be doing side planks. So your favorite version, either roll onto the sides of your thighs with all 10 toes in the air, top leg in front of the bottom one, or stack it up. Then grab that single weight, press into your lower arm to lift your hips a little extra. And then it's a tiny move. It's the hips that are moving. My arm looks like it's moving up and overhead, but that's kind of only because my hip lifted. Then you're going to move that weight down as far down your leg as you can. Hold it with 2 fingers, lift up again. Lift up. And relax. That should have been a wee bit challenging. All right. stack those weights in front of you as you pivot to the other side. And again, we'll find our clam position, ankles and knees stacked, hips stacked, heels together, toes apart. We're putting both weights on that top leg and holding them in place with a flat hand, and we pivot open. Waistline lifted. And then heels in the air, we lift. Again, nice and slow with control. Waistline stays up. And relax. Woo, yay, yay, yay. Give that hip some love, and then as you're ready, you're coming up onto that elbow. You're choosing which version of side plank you want, side of the thigh, alt and toes in the air, top in front of the bottom, or stacked. And then a weight in your upper arm, if that's okay with you, press into the arm to lift your hip a little more. And, oh, sorry, don't come down. Ha, put that weight down on your leg and press up, press up, press up. And now come down. Woo! All right, have the weights on each side of your mat as you roll over onto your abs. Let your forehead rest for a moment on your hands. Let's just widen our stance. Let those knees rock. Loosen up that low back a bit, please. Okay. We're going to take a single weight and bring it on our hands. Our hands are palm up, palm toward the ceiling, just loosely holding on to that weight. And then in this position, our shoulders roll forward. So we're just going to lift the shoulders, let them drop. Lift them, let them drop. Lift them, let them drop. Lift them, leave them there. Press your toenails into the ground, but lift your kneecaps. Press your pubic bone into the ground. Lift the belly button, give the glutes a gentle squeeze. Slide your hands down your leg. Lift your chest, squeeze the shoulder blades together, and exhale, lower. Deep breath in to prepare. Lift the shoulders, press the toes and pubic bone into the ground, lift the belly button and the knees, stretch, reach, and exhale down. And you're going to keep that going. Last one, reach it, hold it, stretch it, and relax it. And we will press back all the way, resting position. Hips sit back on your heels. And then arms out front. We'll undulate forward and back, cat-cow, loosening up that spine a bit. And then we're going to square ourselves up, and we're not going to be cat nor cow, just find your neutral spine, but pull those abs in. One weight behind your right knee, and then tuck that right heel very close to your hip. Now you can have pointed toes or flexed heel. Doesn't really matter on this one. Your hamstring should be engaged. Everything else is nice and squared up, supportive. When you're ready, you're going to lift that right leg, trying to get the leg parallel with the ground, but not higher than that. And it's just a gentle press and lift. If you want to add on, you could extend the left arm above your head and hold here in a bird dog, or you could tap and lift. Just 2 more. And then see if you can hold for a moment and bring it down. Woo! Shake that a little bit side to side, and then bring that weight behind your left leg. Bring your heel in towards your hip. Feel nice and boxy shaped. Press through that heel or the toe, doesn't matter, and you lift and lower. Option to hold a bird dog with the right arm extended, or option to tap and lift both. Hold on this last one and relax. Whee, yikes. All right. Let's slide down into our plank position. No weights. Elbows under your shoulders, shoulders broad, everything back. Press your collarbone back, lift your chest, lift your ribs, your belly button, and your hips, pre-plank, or onto the tops of your thighs, or tuck your toes, regular plank. And relax. And again, we'll press back. And we're going to make our way all the way over onto our back with the knees in, take a little rock. And we'll put a single weight below our knees one more time. Actually, let's do something different here. Well, right arm to the side with a weight holding onto it. Knees drop to the left and then come just to center. To the left and center. Think about keeping your right shoulder down, right, both rib cages, both sides of the rib cage pointing up. One more that way. And then knees come to center, they're gonna go right and center. Right and center. Just 2 more on this side. Beautiful. Move that weight into your left hand. Knees will continue to the right, but again, now we're trying to keep those ribs straight up towards the ceiling and that left shoulder blade down. And then we come to center, knees go left and center. And left and center. 2 more. And relax. Feet on the ground and then soles of the feet together. Take a moment, passive, little hip opener stretch here, inner thighs. We were holding those weights below our knees quite a bit today. And then bring the legs up Bring that weight behind your right leg. Give it a nice hug in. Just don't put it right up against the ligaments of your knee. Pull it a little to the right and pull it in. Maybe you can circle that foot a little bit. And then bring that to center. Lift that leg up. Roll that weight up your leg. Lift yourself up. Pull yourself toward the knee. And then if you can slide the left leg out on the ground and flex through that heel, we can increase that distance a little bit. And then as you lie back down, put the weight on the outside of that right leg, right arm to the side. Feel a little outer hip stretch. You can even bend the right knee and let it drop to the left if you want. As you come back through center, drape that right ankle over the left thigh, pivot open. Reach around, thread your needle through that left hamstring, hug it in. And then pull the right knee all the way across. Knees come snug and then to the left. Right hip stretch if you'd like. Slide your hands underneath the weights and let them drop to the left. And then untangle, come back through center. Left foot comes up in the air. Weight behind that hamstring. Maybe draw some circles. Right foot on the ground. Bring that in. Draw circles with your ankle and your foot. And then we'll extend that up, roll that up to your calf, lift yourself up, and then if you can, straighten out that right leg, flex through the heel. Bring it down, weight on the outside of that leg, toes turned down. Bend it, flip it, so you're in a passive figure four. And then you can make it active by grabbing that right hamstring or right shin. The more you bend your knee, your elbows, the closer that right knee will come, the deeper the stretch on your left hip. And then left leg all the way over the right, hug in, up and over. And again, you can either stay there or let those knees drop right. When you're ready, you can either roll onto your right side or however you want to get there. You can make your way to your hands and knees. And hands come up and over to the left as we undulate forward in a cow and back in a cat. And then over to the right, our hands go, same thing. And then stack everything up, nice squared off position. Tuck your toes, belly button in, hover, and then press up. Pedal those heels if that would feel good. Give me a wide stance, bend the knees, elbows on your thighs. Nod your head yes and shake no. Hands on your thighs, exhale cat, and inhale cow. Big deep breath in. Thank you guys.